No, no, no. You feel like at the end of this, you want Jason Whiteley to pop back up and pick the story back up again, because it seems like there's so much more here. And that's why we have brought in our investigative producer, Mark Smith. He worked very closely with Jason Whiteley on this story. In fact, you went out to the Southwest with them and followed every footstep. This all started, by the way, with you. Tell me how we even knew about this story.
Well, every really good story starts with a tip. And this sort of tip, it was one of those where your ears perk up almost immediately. And what happened was I have Ron Roseman, a dear friend of mine who I've known for years, called me up on a weekend and said, we were talking various things, and then all of a sudden he said, oh, you know, by the way, the FBI contacted me.
By the way.
And I go, FBI contacted you? What? What? And, you know, it's one of those things where he started telling me the story. He said, I was over in the estate of my aunt and uncle, and I'm the executor, as you know, and we sold all this art. And one of the paintings appeared to be, at that time, stolen. Later, they authenticated it as and he said it appears to be fairly valuable. Well, it was more than fairly valuable. It was a lot. So then it's one of those things where, in fact, I agreed that we were just talking as friends. But I said, Ron, at some point I'd like to do the story. And he goes, well, I trust you. Let's do it.
So you guys started putting together the pieces of this puzzle here and going all the way out to the Southwest to do this. And the curious thing here is that both of these people are now deceased.
Yes.
This painting was found in their home. And yet we hear from the sheriff there. And I love the little almost sheepish grin at the end when he asks him, do you think there could be arrests in this case someday? And you go, well, how would that be? They're both gone. But he holds out that possibility. This is still an open case.
Absolutely. The FBI is investigating. They're the lead agency. Other entities are looking at it. You know, I mean, it was a theft. There could be accomplices.
I was also left with one question after seeing the story, and that is that these people were on teacher salaries. He retired when he was how old? 40?
Early 40s. I think about 42, 41.
All right, so they were on a teacher's salary for a long time. They visited 140 some odd countries over the years, and they left this world with $1 million in the bank, but they had the painting still. So it's not like they had sold the painting and made a mint off of it.
Made nothing off. Well, I don't believe they made anything off the painting, and now I'm speculating, but yeah.
So that's another mystery in itself.
Well, absolutely. I think one of the things that jumped out at me when we're doing it is I obtained his book that he wrote in 2011. It was published. He died about 2012, if I remember accurately. So about a year later. But there's a chapter in his book about a theft, The Eye of the Jaguar, where a lady and her daughter go into a museum, plan it, steal this incredible gem, flee. They're pursued by the guard, and
it sounds very familiar.
And then they put it in in a room in a plush area where they can sit down in a little panel where only they can see with their own two pair of eyes.
Kind of like a painting. And the remarkable thing is that book came out from him. A year before he died. So this was while he was living. He put this book out there.
Just before he died.
You couldn't write a movie script that would have a twist like that in it, and yet no one knew until after they were gone that, hey, this painting is stolen. Still don't know who took it. But it feels like here, and I can feel Jason Whiteley holding back a little bit on us here, there's more to this story.
Absolutely.
A lot more.
A lot more.
And we're probably going to get to that in the near future. We're going to give Jason a little bit of time to finish putting this together, but just a fascinating table setting that he's given us here with this story. And you too, Mark. Very well done.
Thanks so much, Jason.
Thanks for being on with us today.
Appreciate it.
Alicia?
Yeah, that